Good afternoon, all of you. So today we'll discuss about the next experiment, which is on fuel pump and fuel injector. When we have discussed the theory part of the CI and SI engine, at that time we have also discussed this experiment indirectly. Now, what is the difference between CI and SI engine? That you know very well. So, can you find that difference? So, basic difference is in terms of the fuel supply system. So, in case of SI engine, we have carburetor, and whereas in case of CI engine, the carburetor is replaced by fuel pump and fuel injector. So, when we have discussed the SI engine topic, at that time we have discussed in detail about the carburation, principles of carburation, again different types of carburetors, and again we have discussed about the MPFI system. Again, during the discussion of CI engine topic, also we have discussed in general the fuel pump and fuel injector system. So today once again, as a part of our experiment, we will discuss about this fuel pump and fuel injector in detail. Now this is the list of experiment as per our syllabus. So out of this experiment, almost we have completed all the experiments. So first experiment, that is demonstration of boiler and mounting. Second is on trial on boiler to determine boiler thermal efficiency, equivalent evaporation and heat balance. Then third is study of fuel pump and fuel injector. Next is trial on multi-cylinder petrol engine for variable speed performance testing. Then trial on multi-cylinder petrol engine for determination of friction power. Then trial on single cylinder diesel engine for variable load performance testing and heat balance sheet. After that we have discussed about the trial on multi-stage positive displacement air compressor. Out of this 9 experiment, we have to complete any 7. So except experiment 3 and experiment 8, we will complete all the experiment, or we have completed all the experiment. So while preparing the index of our journal, so you have to write experiment 1 to 9 except 3 and 8. So that will be your list of experiment for your file, or that is the content of your experiment for your file. So today we will discuss about the fourth experiment, that is study of fuel pump and fuel injector, and with this we will finish all our experiments as per our syllabus. Now what is the aim of our today's experiment? So aim is we have to study the CI engine fuel system. So what is CI engine? What is SI engine? Again, what is the difference between CI engine and SI engine? That already we have discussed in our theory discussion. Once again, we will discuss in brief about the CI engine fuel system and SI engine fuel system. Now, during the study of SI engine, we have discussed about the carburetor, and again we have discussed about the MPFI system. And in the discussion of CI engine, we have discussed about the fuel injection systems, different types of fuel injection system, their classification. All this discussion once again we have to recall in order to understand our today's experiment. Now the basic difference between the CI and SI engine is in terms of the carburetor and in terms of the fuel pump and fuel injector. So carburetor is replaced by fuel pump and fuel injector system in case of CI engine. Again, today we will discuss about the basic fuel supply system for CI engine. Then we will discuss the individual fuel pump system, again individual fuel injector system. Then again we will discuss in brief about the common rail fuel injection system, and then we will see their advantages and disadvantages. So this is the layout of basic fuel system for diesel engine. So this basic fuel system for diesel engine, again we know that this diesel engine is a CI engine, it is a compression ignition engine, and again this diesel engine operates on diesel cycles. We know the working of diesel engine, again we know the working of 2-stroke diesel engine as well as 4-stroke diesel engine. So let us discuss with respect to 4-stroke diesel engine. So in case of 4-stroke diesel engine, we have suction stroke, compression stroke, power stroke and exhaust stroke. Again, you know the difference between working of 4-stroke diesel engine and working of 4-stroke petrol engine. So what is the basic difference between the diesel engine and petrol engine? So in case of diesel engine, during suction only air is taken inside the cylinder, whereas in case of petrol engine we take the mixture of petrol and air inside the engine. So during compression, in case of diesel engine, the air taken inside the cylinder, it is compressed, whereas in case of petrol engine, the fuel mixture taken inside the cylinder, it is compressed. Again, during power stroke or before the power stroke or at the end of compression stroke, in case of petrol engine, the fuel and air mixture that is burned by the spark plug generated by the spark, that is by the spark generated by the spark plug, whereas in case of diesel engine, that high compressed air comes in contact with the diesel, or that is fuel supplied through the fuel injector, due to which the ignition of the fuel takes place and the power generation takes place. Again, in case of exhaust stroke in both the engine, that is in case of petrol engine as well as in case of diesel engine, the combustion products are sent to the environment. So that is in brief the working of diesel engine. So why I have explained this working, because in order to understand the fuel supply system for diesel engine, we must know its working. That's why we have seen in brief about the diesel engine. Again, we know the PV diagram and TS diagram, or basic thermodynamic cycle, that is diesel cycle, that is used for operation of diesel engine. So just that we have to recall to understand this working once again. So in basic fuel system for diesel engine, the main components are, we have fuel tank, then fuel filter, again the fuel injection pump, and these are the fuel injector. So fuel is stored in the fuel tank as per the capacity of our vehicle, and that fuel is taken to the fuel pump through the fuel filter. So we use number of fuel filter as per our requirements. And again here the fuel pump, that may we use, sometimes we use single fuel pump or we use more than one pump as per our requirement. And again the fuel injector also depends on the type of engine used. So mostly we use single cylinder diesel engine or multi-cylinder diesel engine. So this is the arrangement for multi-cylinder diesel engine. So here more than one fuel injector is used, and individual fuel injectors are used to send the fuel to the cylinder of the engine. Now the fuel from fuel tank, that is diesel, is taken to the fuel pump through the fuel filter, and that fuel pump injects the fuel to the engine cylinder through these different fuel injectors. Again, the firing or operation of this fuel injector depends on the operation of the fuel pump. So once again we'll discuss about this system in further slides. Now this is the individual pump system. So here we have injection pump. So the details of this pump is explained here. Again, this is the fuel tank. It is the same fuel tank through which we take the fuel to the fuel pump. So this is a low pressure fuel pump. So again, this is F1 and F2, these are the fuel filter. So here these are the filter shown in the figure in basic diagram. So these are the same fuel filter used here, that is F1 and F2. Again, this fuel is taken to the fuel pump at this pressure, it is 2.5 bar pressure. And again this P1, P2, P3, P4, these are the individual fuel pump, and this N1, N2, N3, N4, these are the individual fuel nozzles through which we can inject the fuel inside the cylinder of the engine. Now again, how this operates, the fuel is taken from fuel tank to the fuel pump, again through the fuel filter. Again that fuel is taken to the fuel pump through this fuel filter F2, and again here individually the fuel is sent to the cylinder through this nozzle from P1 to nozzle N1, and again from nozzle N1 to the respective cylinder. So likewise fuel is again sent from pump P2 to nozzle N2 and again to the next cylinder. Same thing is for the cylinder nozzle N3 and N4. So this is, here we have 4 different nozzles that are used at the inlet of the fuel injector, and fuel is sent to the respective cylinder of the engine. Now next let us discuss about the distributor system. So what is the difference between this individual pump system and distributor system? Try to locate, just observe these two figures parallelly. So here we will find that in case of this individual pump system we have more than one pump, whereas in case of this distributor system we have only one pump, and fuel is sent to the respective nozzle through one pump. That is the basic difference between this distributor system and individual pump system. So again here this is the fuel is taken from fuel tank to the fuel pump, again through the filter F1, and this fuel is sent to the different nozzle through this pump. we use only one pump, and the high pressurized fuel is sent to the respective cylinder through this respective nozzles, that is N1, N2, N3, N4. These are the respective nozzles through which we can send the fuel to the respective cylinder of the engine, that is about the CI engine, or that is about the diesel engine. Now let us discuss about the common rail system. Now this is the layout of common rail fuel system. So before we discuss about this system, I think you have studied the theory of machine subjects in previous trimesters, and during that subjects you have studied the cam and follower. So you know the function of cam and follower. So why these cam and followers are used? Again, these cams and followers that are connected to our engine wall. Again, we know the different periods for the cam as well as for the follower. So in case of cam and follower, we have dwell period, rise period, again dwell period and fall period. So how these periods are defined? So that is as per the working of our engine. So we know that in our engine we have 4 different stroke, that is we have suction stroke, we have compression stroke, we have power stroke, and we have exhaust stroke. So as per the operation of this stroke, our valves operates, and that operation of the valve is carried out by this cam and follower. So this is the mechanism used for operation of the valve, and indirectly as per the operation of the valve our fuel system operates, because we have to take fuel inside the cylinder at the end of compression or before the start of power stroke. So accordingly this cam and follower mechanism used to supply the fuel to the respective cylinder through the respective nozzle. So this is the same nozzle of the fuel injector. Now this mechanism is used for operation of the valves as well as to supply the fuel to the engine cylinder through this nozzle. Again, it consists of this rocker arm, again spring system, needle valve and valve seat, again nozzle, that is the fuel injector nozzle through which we can send fuel directly to the engine cylinder. Now in common rail system, mostly this common rail system is used for multi-cylinder diesel engine. Mostly the cylinder multi-cylinder diesel engine we take into account, that is minimum 3 cylinders or more than 3 cylinders. Sometimes we use 4-cylinder diesel engine or 6-cylinder diesel engine or 8-cylinder diesel engine depending upon the applications, because we know that in our commercial application most, or in our commercial vehicles mostly we use diesel engines. So in such engines we use common rail system. Now again in this system, this is the this is the inlet of the fuel, or we take the fuel from fuel tank to this rail system through this inlet. Again here we have the high pressure pump, and through this high pressure pump fuel is sent to the respective nozzles or respective injector of the cylinder through these different outlets. Again, so how these cylinders or how this nozzles operates, so that is as per this arrangement. So individual nozzles arrangement is shown in this figure. So this mechanism is used in order to operate the valves, again in order to send the fuel for the respective nozzle of the respective cylinder. So that is in brief about the common rail system. Again we have discussed about this common rail system in our previous discussion when we have discussed SI engine as well as the CI engine theory part. So again you may recall that theory part which we have discussed in our previous lectures. Now let us discuss in detail about the fuel pump as well as the fuel injector. So this cage is for the fuel pump and this is the cage for the fuel injector. Again the fuel injector is connected to the fuel pump through this fuel discharge pipe, or fuel directly from fuel pump is sent to the engine cylinder through this nozzle. So this is the path for the fuel through which the fuel is sent directly from fuel pump to the nozzle of the injector, and through the nozzle it is directly atomized or it is sent to the respective cylinder of the engine. Again this A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, J, K, L, these are the various components of fuel injector system and their details are shown here. So this A is the nozzle body, then B is the nozzle valve, C is the valve cap, D is the spindle, E is the spring, F is the spring cap, G is the compression screw, H is the protecting cap, J is filling pin, K is the nipple, L is the fuel delivery connection. Whereas in case of this fuel pump, we use different that is notations like P, Q, R, S, T, then V, W. So these are the various variables used in designation of the fuel pump. Again, this P is the rack, Q is again gear, R is the plunger, S is the barrel, V is the valve, T is the spring, and W is the delivery pipe. Now, in case of fuel pump, or this fuel consists of P and Q. This is the gear arrangement. So we use rack and pinion gear arrangement in order to operate this fuel pump. Again, this rack and pinion gear arrangement is coupled to the cam and follower arrangement, and according to that operation, here the operation of this fuel pump takes place. Again, here we have R is the plunger. Again, in this plunger, again this plunger is similar to our piston arrangement. Again, S is the barrel, V is the valve which operates as per the operation of the spring, and the quantity of the fuel that is taken from the fuel tank, it is sent through this nozzle to the cylinder through this pump. Again, that fuel is taken to this nozzle through this pipe, that is through the pipe W. Again, in case of this fuel injector, this A is the nozzle body, again B is the nozzle valve, this is the nozzle valve, then C is the valve cap, D is the spindle, so this is the spindle, then E, this is the spring, then F is the spring cap, so this is the spring cap, then G is the compression screw, this is the compression screw, H is the protecting cap, so this is the protecting cap for the fuel injector, then J is the filling pin, so this J is the filling pin, again it operates as per the requirement of the fuel that is sent to the engine cylinder, then K is the nipple, and L is the fuel delivery connection. So if there is excess fuel that is sent to this leak off outlet or to this outlet, again that fuel is taken to the fuel tank. Now operation of this fuel injector, again that is carried out as per the operation of cam and follower mechanism. As per the cam and follower mechanism, again our fuel pump operates, and accordingly the fuel is taken from fuel tank through this fuel injector through the fuel pump, and through the fuel injector through this nozzle it is injected inside the respective cylinder. So this is the arrangement for fuel pump and fuel injector. So during our when our college will resume, then at that time we will observe these models, because these models are available in our lab. So we'll again, all these are the working models with us, so we'll discuss in detail about these working models as soon as our college will resume. So this is in brief about the fuel injector and fuel pump system. So today we'll stop here and we'll continue our practical in the next term. Welcome back. Before we end our practical, so let us discuss about the conclusion of the fuel pump and fuel pump system. So we have studied the fuel pump system for the CI engine. Again, we have discussed in brief about the distributor system. Then we have discussed in brief about the common rail system, then about the fuel pump system and fuel injector system. So thus here we have successfully completed the study of these basic components of the fuel system and their subsystem. So since it is a theory study experiment, so we have to write conclusion in this way. In the experiment in which we have the observations and calculations, so in that case we write the observations. Again, we according to that observations we calculate all the parameters. Again, we plot the graphs or characteristics, and from the characteristics we write the conclusion. But since it is a theory study experiment, so that's why we have to write the conclusions in this way. Now again we will continue the detailed study of this fuel pump and fuel injector as soon as our college will resume. So today we'll stop here. Thank you.